Have you ever wondered how much dynamic range the human eye has? Depending on where you look, you'll find answers ranging from 10 stops to more than 40. Surely they all can't be right, can they? Surprisingly, they can. If you've watched my beginner's guide to dynamic range, you already know the basic idea that our vision system can cope with extraordinary range of brightness. But that video deliberately kept things simple. Today we're exploring the next layer of the story because there isn't just one definition of the human vision system's dynamic range. Depending on exactly what you're measuring, several different answers can all be scientifically correct. Once you understand the difference, a great deal of the confusion surrounding dynamic range simply disappears. Before we begin, it's worth saying that human vision is an incredibly complex subject involving biology, neuroscience, and psychology. Entire careers have devoted to understanding how we perceive light. In this video, we'll simplify some of that science so that we can focus on the concepts that matter most to photographers. The simplifications are deliberate, but the underlying principles remain true. Let's begin with something almost everyone has experienced. Imagine walking into a cinema after the lights have gone down. At first, you can barely see where you're going. The room seems almost completely dark. You slowly make your way around the aisle, trying not to trip over someone's feet. Then after a minute or two, something remarkable happens. The seats begin to appear. You can see the steps more clearly. Perhaps you can even recognize the faces of people sitting nearby. Nothing in the cinema has changed. The lights haven't suddenly become brighter. The room hasn't magically been filled with more light. The only thing that's changed is your vision system. Now imagine the opposite experience. The film ends and you walk outside on a bright summer afternoon. For a few moments, the sunlight feels almost painfully bright. You instinctively squint or raise a hand to shield your eyes. Again, nothing outside the world has changed. Your vision system has simply become far more sensitive while you were sitting in the darkness, and now it needs time to reduce that sensitivity again. Those two everyday experiences reveal something very important. Your vision system is not a fixed measuring device. It's constantly adapting to the world around you. When photographers compare dynamic range of a camera with the dynamic range of a human eye, this is often where the confusion begins. A camera sensor captures one exposure. Once the shutter closes, the measurement is complete. The raw file may be processed afterwards, but the amount of light recorded during the exposure never changes. Your vision system behaves very differently. It's constantly adjusting itself while you observe a scene. Part of that adaptation comes from the pupil. In bright conditions, the pupil becomes smaller, reducing the amount of light entering the eye. In dark conditions, it becomes larger, allowing more light to enter. Many people assume that this is the main reason why our vision adapts so well, but surprisingly, it only accounts for a relatively small part of the overall effect. Most adaptation actually takes place behind the retina itself, where special cells called rods and cones continually adjust the sensitivity depending on the amount of light available. Beyond that, your brain is constantly interpreting and enhancing the information it receives, helping to create the rich visual experience we think of as seeing. This brings us to the first important distinction. Suppose we could freeze your vision system for just a single instance, preventing it from adapting any further. How much brightness could it capture at that very moment? The answer is surprisingly similar to the dynamic range of a modern camera sensor. Different studies produce slightly different figures, but we're generally talking about somewhere between 10 and 14 stops, depending on exactly how it's measured. That's often called the instantaneous dynamic range because it's measuring your vision system at one particular adaptation level. But that's only one part of the story. If you remain in a dark environment for several minutes, your vision system gradually becomes more sensitive. If you later move into the bright sunlight, it gradually reduces that sensitivity again. This process is called adaptation, and it's the reason why your vision system can cope with an extraordinary range of lighting conditions throughout the day. When people quote figures of around 20 stops or more, they're usually describing an adaptive vision system over time, not a single frozen moment. Then there are even larger numbers, sometimes 30 or 40 stops. These refer to the total operating range of the human vision system. Human beings can function in lighting conditions ranging from starlight to bright sunshine and an enormous range of brightness. But it's important to understand that we cannot perceive all that range simultaneously. We adapt as conditions change. The vision system effectively shifts its operating window depending on the environment. And that is the key idea that resolves so much of the confusion. None of these numbers are necessarily wrong, they're simply measuring different things. We often compare the camera sensor directly with the human eye, and that's not really a fair comparison. A camera sensor records light. Your retina also records light. The information then passes through multiple layers of neural processing before finally reaching the brain, where it becomes the visual experience you actually perceive. The human vision system isn't remarkable because it's one impressive dynamic range figure. It's remarkable because it's constantly adapting, recalibrating, and interpreting the world around us, allowing us to see comfortably in conditions that no single camera exposure could ever capture.